Alright guys, welcome to today's video. So, I'm in the basement. It's winter time now, so I'm not going to be working outside, but I do have some stuff I want to do over the winter. And one of those things that I've decided to do is I'm going to wrap the car. The green one, the race car. So, but I'm not going to do it outside in the winter. So, all the panels on the red turbo car that I'd bought, if you remember or watched that video, it's the same car. So I'm just going to wrap all of the red panels in my basement over the winter and then just put them on the green car in the spring and just swap all the panels. I got this wrap. It's a nice cobalt blue from Vinyl Frog. A friend of mine in town has started wrapping cars and playing with vinyl wrap. And after all of his trial and everything, when he was learning, he mentioned that this was the best brand that he'd come across. I've never done this before, so this is going to be a complete and total learning curve to me. And I'm probably going to struggle off the first little bit, but I've decided that I'm going to start with some small parts, the easy, flat ones, get a feel for it before I try anything hard. Alright, so I've been at this for about 2 weeks now, and I'm a little over halfway done, I figure, so I figured I'd stop and give an update and kind of take you on the journey I've learned on the way through this whole wrapping procedure. And it's not really that bad, but it's very time consuming. I'm obviously not a professional, so I'm not going as fast as some of those guys can probably go, but I'm also wrapping panels individually in my basement, which is something they don't normally do. They wrap a whole car as a car. But this is how I'm doing it, so I'll show you how I've decided to do this. Okay, so I've got the roll set up there, and I've got it kind of pegged down to my table that way so that you can spin it and you can pull on it and pull it all out, and it stays there. It's pegged in that corner too. So you get your piece, you pull your thing out, you measure it, you cut your wrap, whatever. So the first piece I wrapped were these, and these are the top of the headlights, and they turned out really good. There's a couple of spots that's in the paint underneath, but so far, so that turned out pretty good. They were nice and easy and small, so it was a good thing to learn on these little things. And then I did the hood, which may have been a mistake. It's flat, so it's easy, but it's big, so that's what made it hard. So this is the second panel I did, and there is some defects in it in places where things started to go sideways, but I can't remember where they are, but I remember deciding that I didn't like them enough that if I had extra wrap, I'd redo this at the end after I've learned some things on how to do it. Then I did the trunk. The trunk turned out absolutely awesome. And then if you're a keen-eyed viewer, you'll know that this part here is actually for an SC1, not the SC2. It doesn't have the fake headlight thing here. I don't like those. I don't like the way they look. So I went and grabbed this one off of one of my other cars that I scrapped, my original black one, and I wrapped that and put it on, but it turned out really good. Then I went and did the doors. They both turned out really, really good. And this is where I kind of learned how to stretch it a bit and how much heat to give it and stuff. It did rip in that bottom corner, but once the handle's in there, you won't really see that unless you're really getting close. I mean, if you do get close, it's definitely not perfect, but it is still really, really good for a DIY first time focus camera. Thank you. And if you're unaware, these door panels are actually two pieces, split here and here. So I did wrap that as two pieces. I took it apart, wrapped it as two pieces, which allows you to get around all the lines. Also, I'm folding the wrap around all of the visible edges too as well. So things like that, you know, it's hard to do some of this stuff, but I mean, that's not in plain view. You'll only see it when you open the door. But every panel has been a learning experience, I will say. I have the front fenders done as well. There's a front fender. and it turned out really, really good, I think. I'm really happy with that. I've done one of the rocker panels for where the door is, and it turned out, again, really well. So, I don't know, it's just time consuming because I'm taking my time to make it look nice. Or as nice as I can make it. There are some places, like you can see, it's kind of weird here, and you can feel it if you feel it. You can feel that, you know, things got a little sideways, and I was stretching things out, and it was getting a little unhappy, but I made it work. From a distance, you can't tell, but once you get close, you get within, 4 feet of the car, and you'll see things. Like here, that's underneath in the paint, the clear coat was lifting, and I scraped off as much of the clear coat as I could before laying it down, but then more lifted while I was laying this down. And then at that point, you're kind of screwed, and that's kind of a large chunk of vinyl that I don't really want to peel it off and do it again. So, I'm letting stuff like that slide. There's not much I can do about it. There's the other rocker. I'm getting ready to do that. I just took it upstairs and cleaned it in the bathtub. So I'll clay bar it, and then I'll cut and polish it, and then I'll clean it really well so that we're sure that everything sticks and you can get rid of any surface debris and smooth out anything in the original finish. So hopefully that one comes out just as good as the other one. All right, so all the panels are wrapped, and it is now nice enough outside that we can start putting them on. So I'm going to start putting them on, and once they're all swapped, then the only thing left to do is to wrap the roof, and it's done. Okay, so I just learned something. Apparently there's a difference between the 93 bumper and the 95 bumper that came off the car. That one doesn't want to fit. There's some tabs that are interfering with the foam and the bottom black, whatever that is down there. So, and there's no fog light holes, but I have fog lights. So the easiest way to remedy this, and what I'm going to do, is I'm going to delete the fog lights, delete the foam, and delete that thing, and then I'm going to put the bumper on, because I don't have enough wrap to re-wrap the green bumper, and nor do I really want to, and I don't really want to order more. So I'm going to make that bumper work. Should be okay. so I got all the panels swapped over, and it turned out pretty good. I'm happy with it. So the only thing left now to do is the roof, which is still green. So I'm going to do that now, and I'm going to start by pulling the sunroof, and then I'll give it a good wash and a good clay bar, and make sure that the vinyl is going to stick. And then hopefully it's not too windy to get that vinyl stuck on today. Alright, there we go. The roof is done. I just got to put the sunroof back in, but there we go. It turned out fairly good. As you probably saw, I was fighting the wind a little bit, but once I got that under control, it kind of started going smooth. But all in all, that's pretty satisfactory, I'd say. So that'll about wrap it up for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.